Today, we have another indie game to review, so most of you probably have never heard of this game before. The game is called Redshirt, and it's a virtual life simulation game that was released in 2013. It was developed by The Tiniest Shark and published by Pow3rh0use. So pretty much the first thing you do when you play this game is create a character. You have a few options to tweak, a few races to play as, gender, male, female, if you're looking for a girl, a guy, or for anybody, because hey, you might just like what you see. After you create your character, the next step for you is to create the social world around you. You can increase the bigotry, the chattiness, the fickleness, the quirkiness, the vanity, all that stuff, and depending on the factors that you put in is how other characters will act and react. You can choose whether to be in story mode where you'll have to escape the ship or to have it in endless mode to keep playing. Now the first thing that'll happen to you is that you're welcome aboard on the new ship. You get a friend request from a random person every time since each person is randomly generated. You also get a set of goals such as going out with a person, receiving a mention from a Facebook friend, Spacebook friend, achieving a job, so on and so forth. Speaking of jobs, there are a lot of them. Most of the jobs that you can obtain, you need certain prerequisites such as being a certain level for a certain skill or having mastered a previous profession. Each job offers different things such as more money, better skill training, and many other things. Plus, you can meet other people as well. However, when you actually get to the job, you really don't do much. All you do is see some things that happen. Since this is a simulation first, you don't have any control over the outcome of how you perform on your job. The only thing that really determines it is your happiness because it affects your overall productivity. This also goes for the events as well. You'll either get invited to them or create your own event where you can be by yourself or with friends/acquaintances. Each offer different things such as increasing your happiness, increasing your skills, and most of the time if you're with other people it increases your relationship with them if they share a common interest and you perform well at the said event. Sometimes you do have a little bit more control over these events than others, especially when you're hosting them, such as cooking real food or using the replicator, or as for this one you can pick whether to talk about your interest, their interest, or to talk about work. Depending on your choice, it will have a different outcome on the event and how people view you relationship-wise. So what is the result of all this? Well, besides increasing your happiness, you also increase in rank, which is a combination of both your charisma, how people view you and how you are with relationships, and your career rank, which is how far you've advanced up in the career ladder. With a higher rank, it's easier to make friends with higher ranks, but other than that, I never really saw it make a huge impact in the game. Now, it does get tedious at times, but they have these away missions in order to spice things up, and honestly, these things flat out suck. You pretty much just go to a planet, you have no control over anything, and your friends just die. I swear, 100% of the time, Team 1 will die and you will be the only one to survive. That's it. You don't fight anyone, you don't really make any choices. Besides here, when I had to leave who do I want to kill from the second team, I had a choice between my best friend, my girlfriend, which was stupid, or some random alien dude. Sorry bruh, you gotta take one for the team. This element is completely broken and the game would have been so much better off if these were not even included in the game. You know, for an indie title, even though it is just a simulation, there's a lot packed in this game. If it's too much, somewhat. I mean, the shop feature is nice, the careers are cool, the various skills that you learn are pretty cool. However, even if you become a level 10 in tedious paperwork, you don't really see the effects of it. Heck, I still haven't talked about random special events that happen, messaging on Facebook, writing on walls, writing your own posts, liking other people's posts, liking your own posts. Eventually I got off the ship and I beat the story mode, but even though I beat it, and I had a lot of fun with it, I never felt really like going back to it and playing the endless mode. I like simulation games and I like virtual life games, but I wish there was just more control given to you instead of you just picking out the events and seeing it play out. But the game still has a lot of redeemable factors, as it is cool to level up on the career plane and to get to know new people. The artwork is good and the sound effects are very appropriate, and that's why my final score for this game is a 7 out of 10. As I said before, the dynamic social world is very interesting and very engaging to see. While you are given many choices in the game, I wish you had more control, more direct control over the events of the game. I believe that would have made it much more interesting, much more engaging, and add a lot of replay value. But to know a game that has this much content to be made by a very small team is impressive. I'd recommend at least one playthrough. This is Pow3rh0use, signing off.
You are out of Spacebook action.